dear viewers, GamerFrones here, and welcome to the plains of Bordia. So today we have entered this new region of the map to start a new series, because at the foot of the Karok Highlands, which is up there in the morning mist, lies this huge grassland. These grasslands, and they are inhabited by a people mainly consisting of farmers and a few craftsmen, people taking care and raising horses and cows and sheep and so forth. But as you can see, these farming people, they have no home, they have no city yet, because that is what we're going to build. On this plain on these plains, there is going to be a city called Bordia. So we are in the middle of this future city, which is not here yet. But that is because I haven't started building and we haven't developed a style yet. So that is what we are going to do today. Develop a style for this farming city that is going to be here in the future. As you can hear, there's a new track in the background. It's a teaser track for Bordia, so it is because it is actually the Bordia main theme, but as you can hear, it hasn't been orchestrated yet. It's simply a sketch, something that I have composed but not orchestrated yet. So that is another thing to look forward to in this new series which we are starting today. But alright, let's head over to the test building world and start creating a style for this farming city that is going to be here in the future. So for this house I do something that I've never done before. I actually make a raised foundation of stone. So here I'm getting the shape going, trying to have a nice shape which is not symmetrical. I detail the foundation and add the framework first, and then stairs at the bottom of the framework. So at this point I'm already trying to imagine how the interior is going to look. I line up some beams, which is both going to help me get some structure and look nice on the inside. And then I start making a roof design, which is very simple as you can see, but it is also a little plain on this side. So over here I make another little extension roof, which I mirror to the other side later. So to finish the roof, I align the beams nicely by raising them up, and then I create another roof extension over here. And working with these small roof extensions is really difficult, but in my opinion those details are what really makes a house stand out in the end, and you create a unique design which is interesting and detailed. And then it is simply just a matter of placing in the roof material, in this case the thatch that I'm using here. And since I have the framework already done, it's quite simple actually, and really satisfying to make it, to really see how it works in the end. So that's a thing that I usually do, create a framework and then place in the roof material later on. And as you can see, it's really starting to look like a farmhouse now. So now I move inside and I create another layer of support beams here in order to make the roof look supported on the inside, because the other beams were simply too high up, and I need to hide the thatch so we can get a nice roof going in which you can see the actual thatch. Because if you think about a realistic or a real house, you wouldn't have the thatch showing on the inside, because it's the roof material that you put on the outside actually, on top of your planks or whatever you're using here. So I'm actually trying to make this roof look nice and supported, the ceiling. And that takes a real long time, so I'm gonna spare you that, and I think we're gonna move on. So at this point I'm fairly satisfied with the ceiling. As you can see, I added in another layer of smaller beams which look really nice in my opinion, and I created a little shelf up there. And then I start working on the interior, and since I'm beginning to create a fireplace here, I think we're gonna move outside a bit to see how this fireplace is coming along. So from the outside, these fireplaces has a tendency to look a little awkward, I think, when you have them in the corner like that. So I actually decide that I want to change this, so that's what we're going to do later. But for now, As you can see, we've got ourselves a nice little farmhouse here. It looks quite cool. We only need a few details, and we need to get the tutors going, because for now they're just randomly placed to get a feeling of how the walls will work. So I'm gonna move on with the detailing, and I'll see you back to a show around. So here we are finally with the finished product, a medieval styled farmhouse for my future city of Bordia. So the things that I've done since last is that I changed up the fireplace here and made it fit more nicely with the rest of the build, so it's actually an integrated part of it, and it has its own little corner piece here, and it's not just some random bricks between the birch pillars. So I think that this works a lot better. I added a few flowers to give it some life and some color, and I also changed up the tutors to make it look like they were built realistically. These supported oak beams or birch beams, whatever it is. So let's take a look on the inside now, because I have of course also done the interior. And by the way, I added this little front porch. Very simple, but with the use of the railings, it's just yeah, it looks so good, really. So in here there's quite a lots of space, and I aim to keep it that way actually, because, well, to show that these people are not poor. They are actually farmers who have enough money to live spaciously. So they have a nice, as you can see here, this is the fireplace from the inside, and in my opinion those corner fireplaces look really nice. I experimented a lot with the different Conquest Reforged blocks here to give it some, really to round it off and make it look detailed and organic almost. And I extended this into a little table here. So my idea is that they would use the fireplace for cooking, and then this to prepare foods and all that. Then they have some, of course, some herbs and some pots and pans for cooking. So this is like the kitchen area over here. And behind me here is the eating or dining area, with a nice little shelf on top. And that is because I had this window up here, which I wanted to keep because it added some detail to the outside, and it also allowed for this nice little shelf here. And that is the banner of Bordia, of course, as it looks at the moment. I experimented a lot, but my idea is that this is symbolizing a sun that rises above the plains of Bordia, which is the green there, and then you've got the sky here. So it's really trying to represent what Bordia feels like, this beautiful sunrise over the plains. They have a wardrobe and a nice place to eat. So this is actually the main living area, which is quite huge, but that is also the reason why they have a huge fireplace to warm up this huge space. And in here is the bedroom. Oh, sorry, I had some smoke there. In here is the bedroom for 3 people, so I guess it's a family of 2, mom and dad, and a child, perhaps. And this is not a house designed for any specific purpose besides housing a farmhouse family. So I guess they would have a field or something that they would do for a living, but it's not specified in this case. I just wanted to build a house, a living residential house, and they would of course have some place to store their food, because as you've probably noticed, there are no cellar in there, so they would have some house out here in the, yeah, 'cause it's, you can imagine this is going to be integrated in a city, so they would have somewhere else a little outhouse for storing stuff, and somewhere that something that they would do for a living. But for now, I just wanted to get a feeling of how this style could be, and I wanted to show you this simple but still quite nice looking farmhouse design. So with that said, I am going to end this video for now. I hope you will well, stay tuned for the next video to come, because I'm of course gonna build Bordia soon, very soon. I may do some more videos on these houses. but in not too much time, I think we'll be able to start building Bordia actually. And of course, I hope that you will tune in on my Kiraisia series as well, because I'm working on a desert city at the moment also. So look out for that, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the music, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.